Hi everybody, thanks for joining me today on my channel. My name is Chris with Kristen's Crafts, and today I am bringing you the third process video for the October Build-A-Page series, and I'm also playing along with Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches and using sketch number 8, which was created by Rachel Usher. So for this one, Rachel had designed the sketch to show like strips of pattern paper going down, and I had I'm basically stealing my friend Moira's idea of using a pattern paper that already had the stripes in it. I really loved how she did this, and I was able to match the colors in the blues to the color of my daughter-in-law's dress and the boys' ties. Now, this paper pad that I have is from Park Lane. It is called Summer's End, and I love it. But where they have the hanging hole, it's not where it's a true 12 by 12. So you're going to see in a minute that when I got this paper, it's going to cause me problems. She did have in her sketch that it was framed, and I did want to copy that. So I'm taking this blue paper and I'm cutting off where as much as I can to where it's not showing the hanging hole, knowing that my layout's just going to be a little bit smaller, and I'll take a little bit off of the pattern, the stripe paper. Now I'm just making a 1-inch border going around for my frame and gutting out the inside. Now where I have the problem is the triangular piece that goes across the page like a flag goes from one side of the layout to the other inside of the frame, and this gutted piece is going to be too small to do that. Now, if you've ever bought Park Lane paper, you know that they have 2 sheets per paper pad, and I haven't really used this paper pad a lot, but if you can believe it or not, the 1-second sheet that I used was this blue paper, because I went in there to go grab another one, and of course you'll see that I went through it twice. Couldn't believe it that I've used this pattern paper already. So I'm going to go ahead and do what us good scrapbookers do, and I'm going to improvise. So first you're going to see me going through here and flipping through the paper pad and going, seriously, I used it? I mean, it's a pretty paper, but it's not something that like has flowers all over it or something like I usually use. So it was kind of surprising that it was gone. And I really didn't want to switch it up and use a different color because I'm really trying to pull the blue out from their ties in the dress. So here I am, I'm looking again going, really? I used it? So anyway, once I gave in and realized, yeah, there's not a second piece in there. Okay, how are we going to do this? I'm just going to have to adjust. So I am going to go ahead and take that piece of paper. I'm going to cut it at 4 inches. I figure that's a wide enough that for my flag to go through. Now, the way I make my triangles is I go through and I measure and find the center point. Now in the sketch, Rachel doesn't have it come to a pure point. So what I did is I found where the center point is, and I went outside of that just a little bit, equal on both sides. Now I'm taking and going from the corner to my pencil mark, and that's going to get me the perfect triangle. So now I've got to decide where I want and how I'm going to fix this. So I end up deciding that I'm going to push the pointed end all the way to the right hand side, and I'm going to glue that down, and then I'm going to put the doily on top so it basically it hides it so no one knows that it really went off the edge, wasn't long enough to go over the edge. And I think it turned out pretty good. So here I'm just going to go through and tape that down. And I'm going to run the doily off the edge as well so it looks purposeful. So it is a little bit different than what the sketch was, but it's still, you can tell that I pulled it, the mood and the feel from the sketch, just making a few little alterations to it. So here I'm just trimming that excess off, and voila, no one knows that I cut wrong. Obviously with the light shining down on it, you can see, but no one's, when they're flipping through your book, they're not going to look that close. They're going to be looking at the pretty photos, and they're going to look at Emily's gorgeous dress, and they're not going to care. So now I'm just going to go ahead and stick the photos down, and I decided to not have them matted, similar to what's in the sketch. And I am just going to make them wonky just like the sketches and bring it up a little, and that is going to be how that's going to look. So for my embellishments, like I said the other day, I'm pretty much just going to fussy cut out these florals, and I'm going to add a little bit more than what was in the sketch, just because, you know, me and flowers, and anytime I can throw a bunch in and fill it all up. So I'm just going to kind of add to that. So I'm going to start fussy cutting that out, but I'm not going to make you watch paint dry. So I'm going to go ahead and finish it off camera, and then I'll come back and we will throw it all together. This whole thing, without minus the fussy cutting, I think I was able to finish this whole thing in like 8-10 minutes. I mean, it really went quick. So here I am, I'm taking those florals. Now this one here had the hanging hole in it, so I just need to make sure I tuck it underneath. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it out and just kind of round the edges off of some of the leaves so that anything that's poking out is rounded and you don't see that it was, you know, the straight edge of the paper once it's tucked down. And so I'm going to put that there. I am going to take these full ones and I'm going to tuck one so it kind of goes underneath the photo and then above the doily, and then this other one here I'm going to put under the doily. And so you still have that same look that was in the sketch, just a little bit more added to it. Here's where I'm lifting up the photo and kind of tucking things under so that it doesn't cover up Kevin, and you know, it still looks, again, natural where you have things above and below. And so I'm just kind of moving that one around, and it's a little close to his head, but not too bad. I might move that up now that I'm looking at it. So now that I have the florals down, what I'm going to do is take this Rosie Studios word stickers that I pulled out, and I am just going to use the word smile, and I'm going to put it on an angle, and it's going to fill up a lot of that white space in the doily. And I'm really happy with how that turned out. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my Nicole Jones cut-aparts that I have. Oh, I put the hearts on there too. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I grabbed out blue and pink butterflies that were part of Nicole Jones Digitals, and I am going to sprinkle those around the page. If you're interested in those, Nicole Jones has her website is Nicole Jones 911, and if you use the code Moira 10 or Moira 15, you can get money off. I think it's Moira 10. You can get 10% off your purchase, and Moira gets credit for it. She is on Nicole's design team, and you can check out her videos as well. So that is it for the layout. Make sure you check out Jen, who is Kay's mom, on YouTube. And like I said, hopefully next month we will have a full team again. And then make sure you stop over on Christy's website, Christy's Beautiful Life, 30 Days of Sketches, and check out all of this, the sketches and the layouts that have been done so far for round 10. And again, this is the October 8th sketch number 8. Have a great day. We will see you tomorrow.